Hello, welcome to this clip on Johansson Reading number 12 from Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta 44. And you'll see on the my analysis sheet, you can find the translation of Bhikkhu Bodhi, page 399, starting at paragraph 13. So I will call up the text analysis for you. Here we are. Tayo me sankhara, kaya sankharo, vachi sankharo, chitta sankharoti. Katamo panakaya sankharo, katamo vachi sankharo, katamo chitta sankharoti. Asasa pasasa ko kaya sankharo, vitakka vichara vachi sankharo, sinyacha vedanacha chitta sankharoti. And again, tayo me sankhara, kaya sankharo, vachi sankharo, chitta sankharoti. Katamo panakaya sankharo, katamo vachi sankharo, katamo chitta sankharoti. Asasa pasasa ko kaya sankharo, vitakka vichara vachi sankharo, sanyacha vedanacha chitta sankharoti. So, tayo me sankhara, and this is the masculine form of three. The sankhara is a masculine noun. So, ime, the full form, ime, these sanskaras, these sankhara. In the full form would be tayo ime sankhara, which then becomes, by the slightly irregular Pali phonetics, tayo me sankhara. So, literally, three these formations, that is to say, there are these three sankhara, these three formations. The kaya sankharo, the bodily formation, vachi sankharo, the verbal sankhara, the speech sankhara, and the chitta sankhara, and the chitta sankhara, the mind formation, the mental formation. Katamo pana kaya sankharo, the pana, a modal word meaning something like then. Katamo pana, what then is this body formation? Katamo vachi sankharo, and what is this verbal formation, speech formation? Katamo chitta sankharoti, and what is this mental formation? Now, you will see that the first sentence here ends in a T, and the second sentence also with a T. T, as we know, means unquote, and indicates the end of a quote. Sometimes it just seems to be put in, even though it's not strictly speaking a quote. Maybe whoever wrote it down reckoned he was quoting the Buddha, so just put a T in at the end. But sometimes it just appears without really adding anything to the meaning and not to indicate an end of quote, strictly speaking. So, asasa pasasa ko kaya sankharo, the in-breathing and the out-breathing are the bodily formation. Now, asasa pasasa, let me go to, where's my, there we are. The root shwas means to breathe. Shvas, to breathe in. Shvas, to breathe out. And in Sanskrit, the verbal noun for breathing in is ashvasa. So let's put this one down. There we are. which in Pali, in Pali becomes asasa, ashvasa asasa, and the outbreathing prashvasa becomes in Pali asasa. And they're both masculine nouns, so the masculine, so the nominative singular form be asaso, pasaso, out, asaso in breathing, pasaso out breathing. You'll see in this text that it's written as asasa pasasa. Asasa, not pasaso, but pasasa in the plural. That is very commonly done, where you get a dwandwa, which is a compound of two nouns joined together. When you say A and B, you can just put A, B. It's called a dwandwa, like a doubling or a pair compound. And it very frequently is put in the plural. In breathing, out breathings. In English we say in breathing and out breathing. In Pali we say in breathing, out breathings. The plural ending is put there, not to make specifically the second element plural, but to indicate that the entire lot is two singular nouns together, forming a dwandwa compound, a multiple compound, so the plural ending goes at the end. In Sanskrit, by the way, for a similar thing, if there were just two elements of a dwandwa compound, you would put it in the dual. So, for example, in Sanskrit, ashvasa, ashvasa prashvasau, with that dual ending, because there are two members of that compound. Pali Pali has lost the dual, and so by the same grammatical process of reasoning, even though in Sanskrit it would be dual, in Pali it just goes into the plural. So asasa pasasako, the in-breathing and the out-breathing, are the kaya sankharo, are the body formation. Vitakka vichara, vachi sankharo. And again, you see this is a plural ending. It's vitakka and vichara. You see, let me get the text back up again. All right. Vitakka vichara, you see that plural ending, a, because it's a dwandwa compound. Vitakka and vichara, often translated as initial and sustained application. They both roughly mean thought. There's a great deal more to it, but the vitakka tends to mean the initial thinking about something, and the vichara is more the sustained concentration of the thinking mind on something. And they're very often used as a dwandwa compound. But I followed the standard way, the accepted way, applied thought and sustained thought. And sanyacha, vedanacha, is perception or cognition, and vedana, these are the mental formation, the chitta sankharoti. Now, the usual word for speech is vacho. Let me just call this up on my iPad for you. The root vach, to say, speak. By the passive of that in Sanskrit is uchyate, and in Pali it becomes vuchati, which we saw earlier. Was it earlier in this one? No, in the previous reading, vuchati is said. Sanskrit uchyate, Sanskrit Pali. Vach makes a vachas. It's the stem ending is as, so the genitive, for instance, or let's say the instrumental, which is the same in Sanskrit and Pali, vachasa, the R ending for the consonant stem instrumental, vachasa. In compound, in Pali, it would you'd expect it to make vacho, but in fact, slightly irregular. When it's in compound, it becomes vachi, and that's why you get not vacho sankaro, but vachi sankaro. That's just a slight irregularity. So that means the verbal formation, vachi sankaro. So I will read it out to you once more. Pull up the text. Here we are. Tayome sankara, kaya sankaro, vachi sankaro, chitta sankaroti. Katamopana kaya sankaro, katamo vachi sankaro, katamo chitta sankaro. As you may remember, by the way, this katamo is like a more emphatic form of question. Not just what is it, but it's like what. Here it's a rhetorical question addressed to himself. What is what in the sense of not identify it, but say more about it, define, explain it. It's that meaning of what, where you tend to say katama rather than ko. So katamo vachi sankaro. So asasa pasasa ko kaya sankaro. Vitakka vichara vachi sankaro. Sanyacha vedanacha chitta sankaroti. That concludes this clip on reading number 12.